So you wanna main Caitlyn? Well, do you like snipers? Do you like top hats? Do you like cupcakes? Do you like headshots? And do you like fucking the police? Then Caitlyn, the Sheriff of Piltover, is for you. So Caitlyn's lore is much older than the new canon stuff that Riot is pulling. So now that Summoners are no longer canon, and neither are the League of Legends anymore, Caitlyn's lore is basically that when she was a kid in Piltover, her dad got mugged one day. So when she was 14, she took her dad's rifle, tracked down the muggers, and killed them with heavy doses of bullet poisoning. Even with her parents telling her to stop going out, she wouldn't listen. So instead, her mom just kept doing her best to help her survive, gave her a bunch of crazy new tech to use and help her keep, surviving. Soon, crime rates dropped really fucking hard, and she still does her job very well, basically. Also, she is buddy-buddy with Vi, if you know what I mean. You know, Caitlyn provides the rod, and Vi provides the fists, they bump uglies after they dump criminals, They have sex. In-game, Caitlyn is a terrifyingly high-damage AD carry with the longest base auto-attack range in the game, and literally is the personification of what a sexy sniper chick would be. All of her moves have some awesome sniper theme to them, whether they be nailing headshots, setting traps, and so forth. But above all, she is the most amazing of any AD carry. You know when you're playing League and you get hit with a metric fuck ton of damage and you just inhale really fucking hard and start running for your life? Yeah, Caitlyn does that to you a lot. That moment when you step on a trap and you get hit by a headshot crit and lose 75% of your health and then Alt F4 immediately because why even play League of Legends at that point? Caitlyn loves to butt touch, and she does it from range. She's like Inspector Gadget with an extendo arm. She just gets free ass grabs behind a wall of tanks while talking in some soothing English accent, or British accent, or whatever accent. I don't know, I'm American. We don't have time for that shit. Now, if you excuse me, I'm about to go embrace my American heritage. Mom, did you leave my bacon-wrapped AR-15 next to my gold-plated statue of me pissing on the ISIS flag again? So let's go over Caitlyn's abilities. Caitlyn's passive is you get 10% bonus attack speed completely throughout the game. Each auto attack generates a stack of headshot. The stacks double in the brush. The 6th auto attack consumes the stacks and deals extra damage. The damage is 50% extra of your AD, plus your critical strike chance times 1, plus half of your bonus critical damage. Deals 150% to minions and monsters. It can crit and math. Caitlyn's headshot is a core part of her kit and one of the most defining factors of her as a character. The immense poke you gain out of this move, as well as its ability to help farm safely and help, secure canyon minions and chunk down monsters, makes this a fantastic ability. Also, I'd like to go on record that late game this move is fucking horseshit. Caitlyn's Q is Flying Knife. It's got a small cast time, it's a long-range skill shot that's a percentage of your AD, plus a flat physical damage. It also deals 67% of damage to subsequent targets that are hit. Not much to say about this move. It's simply a nice long-range skill shot that can do a fuck ton of damage if you're the first one hit. If you're not the first one hit, then, still fuck you, because you're still taking a lot of damage, just not as much. Caitlyn's W is it's a cupcake, so it kinda makes sense. You passively store traps. W places traps in location. They are in 1.1 seconds, and they last for 90 seconds. Enemy champions get rooted if they step on them. The root lasts for 2 seconds, and they get true sight revealed for 9 seconds. The trap auto-procs a longer range headshot. The headshot does increased damage and the damage scales with level. And here's some math. Oh boy, the new cupcakes are fucking awesome. They no longer do damage, but it's almost like it doesn't matter because stepping on them auto-procs the headshot with double your base range, and holy fuck, you do a lot of damage with the new headshot. With the extended range, you can completely barricade yourself into an area with these because unless you're dead, the enemy will be sweating bullets trying not to step on them. Alright. We have returned and set up a new escape route. I don't know. What should we do? There's a mummy.
There's a mummy.
Oh, thank goodness for that beautiful escape route I just set. Our enemies have been delayed. It was all planned.
You mean it was a trap?
Caitlyn's E is Bayonet 90 caliber. The joke doesn't work that well because it's the Barrett 50 caliber, but let's just play along. You fire a net in a skill shot line. The net deals magic damage and scales with a percentage of your AP. Enemy hit is slow by 50%, the slow is 1 second. Caitlyn is launched the opposite direction, and it procs the long-range headshot as well, and... math. This lovely little net has been Caitlyn's whoopsie time to skedaddle the fuck out of here move for a long time. It's your only form of escape and can have a few nice uses like getting over walls and helping kite. But now it also does that awesome long-range headshot proc that your W now gets as well. So now it's both an escape ability and a damage ability. Thanks, Ezra, you fucking
Alright, I'm coming back. Thanks, man.
Well, that worked out pretty well. Finally, Caitlyn's R is, the range is so long it fucks up my recording. It's a single target point and click spell, it's got a 1 second delay, and it fires one projectile homing at an enemy. It has massive physical damage, plus 200% of your AD, you gain true sight on cast, the range is just huge, and the enemy champions may block this attack by stepping in the way. Also, here's some math. Ace in the fucking hole. What a fantastic move. The most sniper move of all sniper characters. One shot, one crazy high damage shot that if used right will easily secure a kill or maybe do even more than just that. I know you felt that sinking feeling in your chest during a bot lane trip when your support dies and you just used your flash and you think you've escaped from Caitlyn, but you see that little fucking mark on you and you realize it was all for nothing, and the Caitlyn player has this big shit-eating grin on his face right afterwards. It's fun. So skill max, I go QWE. Q first because that's the most damage and you'll be using it the most. Now this is where I differ with everyone else. A lot of people say go max E next because you'll have it up more often for escapes and it'll increase the damage. However, the way I play Caitlyn is I max W second because I can hold more traps and place more traps at a time, and it increases the headshot damage when somebody steps on it by 10% every level. So when mid-game rears its head around, especially in objective focus meta that we are currently in, you can use those traps to block off areas and act as a deterrent against enemy aggression. That's what I do. A lot of you Caitlyn mains probably think that's stupider than tits on a goat. Oh wait, that's just how I do it. But how do I play Caitlyn?
Boom. Headshot.
Playing Caitlyn is fucking fun as shit. For you, not for anyone else. This new headshot mechanic is amazing. The way you play Caitlyn hasn't really changed much, but her effectiveness has reached a whole new level of awesome. You see, as Caitlyn, you're a sniper, so it's no surprise your job is to be an immobile AD carry with the longest range in the game. What's hilarious is that nobody gives a flying fuck that you're immobile, because by the time they actually get to you, they are half health with cupcake crumbles around their ankles and more holes in their body than Hitler did at the ending scene of Inglourious Basterds. You know the one. What's funny about Caitlyn is that movement is sometimes not even required to play her well. I mean, of course your ability to move and attack is important, but you're no Lucian, you're no Ezreal, and you don't need to be, considering the amount of fucking damage you do with it. Look at this, alright? Let me do some math for you. Let me drop some math on your head. Bricky is about to get math professor on you, okay? Your headshot does an extra 50% of your AD, plus your crit chance number, plus half of your extra crit damage number as well. The number is increased by another 50% by a level 5 Yordle Snap Trap. So let's say you have 225 AD with 70% crit chance, which is a reasonable number of AD and crits at the mid to late game mark for Caitlyn, more in the mid game. Let's also say you have an Infinity Edge, so it's an extra 50% bonus crit damage. 225 AD plus 50% plus 70 for the crit plus 25 for the bonus crit percent, plus 50% extra for the snap trap, plus 250% extra because of the crit. So 225 plus the 50% extra plus the 95% extra will reach you to 551 rounded up. Plus 50% extra from the trap gives you 827 rounded up. Plus 250% from the crit. That's 2067 physical damage in one crit. Oh damn. With 225 AD. This is minus any other items like Static Shiv, Rapid Fire Cannon, buffs like Baron and 5th Dragon, the Giant Slayer, all of that shit. Now of course it doesn't factor in enemy armor reducing the amount of damage, or whether or not you have a fuck ton of armor penetration, but you get the point. If somebody steps on a trap, they can kiss their fucking ass goodbye. Your damage output is so crazy high, so crazy strong, so much bullshit sometimes. What the fuck do you care? You're Caitlyn. You're shooting them from so far away you no longer have the capacity to give a shit. You sit behind a fat wall of tanks, assassins, and everything in between, and you just go to town throwing out headshots, crits, no scopes, 360 no scopes, 720 YY fakey knack quick scopes, hard scopes, mouthwash, and all other kinds of tomfoolery until you basically win. So on that note, let us talk about how to make big dick plays. As Caitlyn, your laning phase isn't necessarily what I would call bad, but it isn't necessarily what I would call great. Your base attack speed and base attack damage are not very high, and you really need to rely on your Q and headshot damage to poke. While laning, if you're fighting a low-range champion like Vayne, abuse the hell out of your range. If she comes anywhere near you, just hit her and try your best to use your headshots on champions only to abuse that extra damage. Mid-game, make sure to set up your traps in tight choke points, like the entrance to Blue from Dragon Pit, or the small bush next to Raptors. While they don't reveal the area, except for the first second, the enemy will still be rooted, then revealed for the next 9 seconds, which can give you very valuable information on where an enemy jungler is, or if there's anyone caught out from the enemy team. Trap placement is now more important than ever before, and you can do some fun stuff, especially in fights within the jungle. Traps alone can stop enemies from going certain directions and can lead to choke points or forcing the enemy to bunch up very hard. Late game, you just need to remain behind your tank line, stay alive, and your big fat sniper rifle will do all the work. Make sure to save your ult to pick off any other stragglers that escape from the team fight, especially if there's somebody important like the enemy AD carry or mid laner. Besides that, just be careful and stay alive so you can fuck people up. A few small combos for Caitlyn. You can press E and fly backwards and then hit Q mid-flight of the E, so you can slow them with the net, and because they're slow, you'll almost get a guaranteed hit on your Q. And you go ahead and get that extra damage, especially because if you hit them with your net, that must mean they're the first champion, so they'll take the full brunt of your Q's damage instead of the drop-off damage. Also, your E can be used over walls, which I'm sure you all know, but it's a great idea to get out of a sticky situation like from Baron or Dragon Pit. And finally, don't get all nervous with your ace in the hole ability. Even if the enemy AD carry is low, always remember that they have a support. The support will no doubt just walk in front of it. Same thing with major team fights, unless you have a surefire thing that they are so cut off from the enemy, and the only way for anyone to actually dodge or at least block the shot is by a flash or any form of special summoner spell. That's when it's worth it. If not, and they just kind of walk in the front of it, don't use it, just save it. And finally, remember one crucial thing. You are made of literal wet tissue paper on fire, which doesn't make any sense, because how can a wet thing be on fire? Well, that's because it's lighter fluid, you bitch. Your health bar is of Vygar's, Rengar's, Syndra's, and Zed's favorite little play toy, and you will die. I don't have much in the way of countering this, I'm just informing you of your inevitable insta-give death.
Maybe because he gets most of his damage off the lane.
I don't think he's realized he's under attack. Help! Help! Oh! Build-wise, Critical Strike is the main focus you should have. So you take these runes, these masteries, and build Caitlyn like this. Also, if you don't notice, on the starting build, I see either Cole or Doran's blade. Both are pretty good. I've kind of liked Cole lately because Caitlyn's farming is so safe, you can get that extra gold and it'll help you out mid-game. But if you need the extra life steal or at least be more lane dominant, go ahead and get Doran's blade. Masteries and shit will no doubt change, but at the moment everyone needs to run good old Thunderlords. So let's talk about how to be the worst person in the world. AD off-tank Caitlyn top. Take these runes, these masteries, and this build and just laugh your ass off and you're reported like the douchebag you are. Skin-wise, we have Russian Caitlyn, Cowgirl, Caitlyn, Teabag Caitlyn, Chinese winner Caitlyn, please show me proof of penis Caitlyn, and finally Predator Caitlyn. But before I end, here are a bunch of shenanigans. Enjoy.
Everybody shake it, baby.